Hi, ECSports is here with Tion and Anthony. You like my microphone?
Tuesday nights,
so
baby.
Beautiful. Look at that. Woo! Woo! I feel like we're too far, bro.
We are a little
And the
far.
mic is like not gonna get us. There we are.
There we are.
Hi guys, ECSports, Tion and Anthony, episode 41.
41.
41.
Definitely 41.
What we got today?
Today we have the All-Star game. Fergie's really good. Then we have Kirk Cousins and the Bears that caught a lot of guys. And then we talk about the Bulls after they tank right after they get that 20th W, right after they solidify Stake 48 for the boy here, which I'm pretty happy about. And then we're in the penalty box with Vinny P tonight. We're going to discuss Olympic hockey, the NHL to Seattle.
Olympic hockey. Go hockey.
Big hockey guy. And then we're going to go with the United Center uproar. Uproar?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I would call it an uproar. Kind of. I mean, it all depends on how you take it. But it's so fun when you can just look and see what you want to talk about first.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But I think we should talk about first the Bulls tank job.
Wow, you're gonna start with my boys immediately. Look at that mic. Jeez.
That is a mic.
How about the tank job?
That's going to look good next to LeBron's face. But it looks better next to mine, but
yeah.
It's okay.
All right, so tell me the starting lineup on Thursday night, who we have.
So this Thursday's starting lineup will include Chris Dunn at the 1.
By the way,
tonight we went with Duncan.
Yeah, we're recruiting some coffee companies.
We decided for Duncan. They're actually representing USA Hockey, and it's only right for tonight.
That's the only way we're gonna watch. So might as well get the Dunkin' Donuts. But go ahead with the starting lineup of the Bulls.
The Bulls starting lineup.
And now
6'9", number 9. We are gonna go with Chris Dunn at the 1.
Of course.
David Nwaba at the 2.
Whoa, which
is a non-usual starter.
Okay.
Good guy though. Good guy. We're gonna go with Zach LaVine at the 3.
Gotta play Zach.
And then Lauri Markkanen at the 4.
Gotta play Lauri. Had a good All-Star weekend.
And then we're gonna go with Felicio because we overpaid him, and it's about time for him to see the court. What do you say? He's been a DNP for the first half of the season, and he's gonna get some time to shine here.
Is that all 5?
Sounds like all 5 to me.
Waba.
In that starting lineup this week, it will be different.
All I got is Dunn,
Nwaba,
Markkanen, Levine. I've got Zachy. Okay.
How you doing?
That's for you, Vinny. Go.
It's Vinny's mom. So, the bottom line is, there's going to be 2 guys starting that usually don't start. Those 2 guys will be David Nwaba and Felicio.
Yes. That takes away Justin Holiday as well as Robin Lopez. So kind of, sort of, the Bulls are saying that we appreciate you guys, but you're no longer part of the equation for our rebuilding situation. Which, why they would wait till game 20 and not maybe 17 or 18 is what I don't understand. But, when you make a bet, you pay the bet, and you keep it moving. Correct?
That's what you do. As a matter of fact, I was over at Stake 48.
Yeah, you posted some pictures.
For Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
How long
do you have to wait?
Not a minute.
Not a minute. Huh?
No, I made a reservation.
About 3
just
months in advance.
We're gonna make a reservation as well. So, don't worry, I could easily do that for you. But the thing is that the Chilean sea bass was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I actually made up my mind. I'm gonna be having the Chilean sea bass for free when you take me.
Really?
Yeah.
Sea bass. Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with the sea bass. So
At
you're gonna get off a little bit easy.
Okay.
It's actually $49.99. But hey, I mean, it's a winner.
Yeah, I'll be getting the ribeye. I don't give a
Yeah,
screw all that.
get yourself a ribeye.
Yeah, I will.
I mean, after all, you are paying for it. I might get 4 or 5 sides.
That's funny. So there's no need to film that since you're telling everybody what you're going to have.
No, we'll film it.
So, with that being said, the Bulls are now moving towards a situation. The reason that some of these teams are going to tank is because this is the final season where the NBA is at their normal lottery selection process, which means if you suck the most, you get the highest percentage of balls.
Correct.
Not Lonzo or Jello.
Lottery balls.
Lottery balls.
I'm stoked about it, honestly.
Why?
Because I think there's some great possibilities this year for us.
I saw Michael Porter Jr. as our go-to. That's what I saw.
I do like his gameplay.
From the 3 minutes that he played so far?
I
Because
like
I know
how
he
he-
didn't see him in high school.
Michael
saw
Porter
high school.
on Wizards,
Excuse me?
correct?
On
Or that's
who?
Otto Porter. I'm
That's
sorry.
Otto, buddy.
Oh, Michael Porter?
Jr. Yeah. Otto just got a max deal.
I was
He's
gonna
not going
say,
anywhere, pal.
How about how Otto got a max deal?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Exactly.
Anybody can get
Anybody can. Yeah, Michael Porter Jr. was the number 2 ranked guy
one. Correct.
in the ESPN Top 100, and they had the Bulls picking him at number 6. So, I don't think we need him. We have enough stretch threes on our team, don't we?
Yeah, we
So-
need a big man bad.
But he is a 3, and Laurie's going to play the 4.
Correct.
So,
It could work out.
I don't know. I mean, I guess we want to get a center in free agency. I don't know who's going to come here. Maybe Anthony Davis and LeBron James would love to come here. We've already talked about this. We are welcoming them to the Bean,
That would be
to
incredible.
whatever pizza you want, anything you want. So hopefully that happens for the tank job. Now, I don't think if you can go to the chef, how far off are we to being the worst in the East? You know?
I'll have to go to the chef on that.
Yeah, we got someone over there. So
As far as the East,
yeah.
Vinny, go ahead and go to the chef for us on that. I think that we are with 20 games.
His favorite meal right there.
He loves it.
Yeah.
At 20 games, I
Can't touch it. Somebody got us? No.
here's the thing about the
Bulls
Bulls.
are fourth to last in the East.
How far out? From 8th?
The Hawks.
I mean, from the last.
From the last playoffs.
Yeah.
10 games.
Okay.
The
So
Heat are an 8 with 30.
So the Bulls are currently 10 games out of 8th, which in the East and in the West, the 8th seed makes the playoffs, who then gets stomped by the
we're
1
10
seed.
out of last place, right?
No, only 2 out of last place.
Wow.
Bulls are only 2 out of
The
last
Atlanta Hawks
place,
have 18 wins. The Chicago
which
Bulls
is
have 20.
massive. If the Bulls play their cards right, I think they could do it.
We're talking about them losing, by the way. The Bulls play their cards right. They can hit last place.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. The Bulls being last place, they didn't necessarily, without the tank job that's about to take place,
Yeah.
they didn't necessarily play too bad so far this whole season.
No, they haven't. They played tough. They played
Competitive.
for Fred.
Athletic
and
and
Fred
competitive.
told us, he said, I'm a coach and my team's going to play for me, and that's what they did.
They did.
They played tough.
And
Now
now
we're starting,
they realized.
yeah, you know what?
They watched
What's
an
the
all-star
point?
game.
What's the point? There's no point to continuously win tough games and risk injury. It's like, put the guys on the floor, let them play, and move forward. You know,
Exactly.
get a great draft pick. We have 2 possibles. I don't see New Orleans
Making the top 8.
making the top 8, which gives us 2
Endless
things. It
possibilities.
gives us 2 lottery picks, or it gives us a trade option for a team that needs to do what they have to do. New Orleans. So that's what we're looking to do.
And we got a lot of money.
Yeah, we do.
This could be the most entertaining Bulls. If the Bulls allow it to be, it could be the most entertaining
What does that mean?
Bulls free
If
agent.
they allow it to be?
If the Bulls are aggressive and they want it to be,
You're talking about the front office.
yeah.
If they're aggressive.
If they're aggressive
Okay.
and they want to spend money,
Okay.
and they want
I think
to.
they always want to spend money.
Right.
I think Johnny and Gar are always willing to spend money. It's just a matter of what we're going to do. Before, when we really had a lot of money, we had a teammate, your favorite player, Derek, who said that he didn't want to help recruit anyone to come to this team.
Oh, are you shocked by that?
No, I mean, at first I was, because he was in his prime.
He's a bum.
And we were a bum.
Plays the buckets on Madison.
Listen, Derek.
Plays the buckets on Madison.
Derek
50 an hour.
was in his prime when Derek was in his prime when we had a chance to get LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, who I wish we never would have gotten in our life because I hate him so much. He is the epitome of douche. But anyway.
Instead, he ate honey buns, recruited nobody, got hurt, and blew the whole Bulls franchise.
Yeah. So,
but he's getting paid, so who
at the
cares?
end of the day, we were ready, including with Carmelo. I mean, the Bulls want to recruit people. It's just a matter of us getting the right situation. I've been there as a journalist since the year 2000. That was back when, and I just saw him the other day. Looks the exact freaking same. Jamal Crawford years with Eddie Curry, Tyson Chandler, Jalen Rose, Brad Miller,
Drew
Ron
Gooden.
Artest. I mean, the Bulls have changed a lot.
How about my boy Donyell Marshall, baby?
Oh my gosh, Elton Brand. I mean, the Bulls have went through a few teams.
They have.
The last team that was winnable was with Anthony's favorite player. So you have to give him that respect, as he did bring a winning tradition back to the Bulls. But what we need is someone that's going to come here legitimate, not past their prime, someone in their prime that's going to help us get past the second round of the playoffs.
Correct.
And that's what we want to do.
Correct.
Because Larry Markin is going to be a beast. I didn't think so at first.
Absolute
but that
beast.
Guy
He's
play
good.
ball.
He's good.
So, okay.
We're going to get into the Bears,
Yeah.
and that is frightening.
Mm-hmm. But go ahead. This is the day we need a good one. What?
Yeah, it's pretty...
All right. Keep going. We got some
So,
viewers.
here's my thing that I don't understand. Now, I read today, did you see what Anthony Davis said today?
Yes.
You
That
want to
was
go ahead and
interesting.
you want to go ahead?
He pretty much said that if what's his name?
DeMarcus Cousins.
I call him Boogie. If Boogie never got hurt, they would have went straight, this is I quote, straight to the finals. The NBA finals, not the Western Conference. He said him and DeMarcus Cousins with Rajon Rondo would have went straight to the finals. That means they would have hopped over James Harden and Chris Paul, leapt over Russell Westbrook and Paul George. Oh yeah, and by the way,
they would have easily beat the Warriors.
They would have smashed KD and
the four All-Stars.
the fam.
The four horsemen.
I can't tell you who they have after the freaking them two.
They were going to do it, followed with
Dante Cunningham.
Etuan Moore.
Oh yeah, former Bulls point guard Etuan Moore, number 55.
Third stringer.
Former Bull point guard Rajon Rondo, and
Drew Holiday.
And Dante Cunningham.
Drew Holiday was good 9 years ago.
Yeah,
He might be a Bull this
his
year.
His brother is on our team, so for
we're
him
hoping to get
say
Davis,
that,
but we might get Drew Holiday this year.
Yeah,
it's a big, it's a big old school name.
You brought him up. What do you have to say about that statement that he made?
That scares me.
Why? Because he's crazy?
Well, aside from being crazy, it scares me that he really, he feels that if he's alongside DeMarcus Cousins, that they could be really solid.
Saying what he has to say, though.
Right. But if he feels that strongly about it, don't you think they're going to...
Doesn't matter what he wants.
Don't you think they could try to work something out where they stay on the same team and acquire someone else? After all, they are going to, they're going to be brutal from here on out. They're going to be brutal from here on out.
Kobe said a lot of people compare me and LeBron. He said he's the best player that we've ever seen. I mean, if you're asking me if LeBron's the best player we ever seen, if you watch the show, you know how I feel. But if you don't, by the time he retires, he will be the greatest player ever. But go ahead.
You heard it there. And that's going to transition right into our All-Star game. Because in our All-Star game, LeBron, at 33 years of age, took home the All-Star game
award, 14th straight
MVP. He's a 14 straight time starter, and he has just won the MVP at 33 years old of the All-Star game. He was completely dominant in the game. He actually and what I liked about this game was, aside from that, they tried and played D, which we'll get into. LeBron James was up against young, fast, athletic NBA All-Stars, and he separated himself from the field.
Again.
As an old man. Again. He did it again.
I'm sorry, man.
Did it again.
I am not that it matters, I am a heterosexual, but you see LeBron's physique, his age, he is the same, he's over here, and all these guys are under here.
I agree.
He's a specimen.
I agree.
And until someone takes him off that pedestal, it's not happening, bro.
It's actually funny. If you go on LeBron's Instagram, he posted a picture. It's a side by side.
Yeah. Of
him dunking in the All-Star game 14 years ago when he was a starter.
Yep.
To now. And say what you will, but the thing that I noticed most by looking at the side by side is that his body right now it's incredible. Right now at 33, he looks better than at 20.
Yeah.
He looks like a monster. And the picture of this year compared to that year, he looks better.
Yeah, except for the hair. I mean, other than that,
right.
LeBron, join me, bro.
Like, he is so... It's incredible.
Join me.
I think
it'll look fine.
I don't see him slowing down.
He's not going to slow down.
I don't see it anytime soon.
Yeah. So, at the end of the day, the All-Star game was amazing. Let's talk about Fergie. How did you feel about that?
I thought it was pretty funny as well.
She said that it wasn't the right tone.
And she also said, "I tried my hardest."
When you go to the "I tried my hardest," then you know that, oh man, I might have messed something up there.
But I will say,
the
best part about it was the reaction that TNT continued to show as she was singing.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't even disrespectful because it was just hysterical.
There's memes everywhere.
They were like trying to hold in laughs, and it's every NBA superstar. Just like at one point in time, they were all just like, "Screw it, it's too funny. We're just all gonna start busting out laughing."
Exactly. So she needs to not ever do that again. Basically, the All-Star game was amazing. I thought defense was played. It is the best All-Star game in all of sports. Baseball, hockey, football, of course.
It is definitely.
It's just the most entertaining. There's nothing really at stake. It's just these players want. I like the new format where the guys pick their.
I love it.
The guys pick their own teams.
I absolutely love it.
And if you watched it, it was a very entertaining game. So I am all for it. They're going to televise the draft next year because the player said, and I quote, "We can take it if you're picked last." I mean, who cares?
First of all, if you're picked last, you're still in the All-Star game. It's not like you got picked last in the whole league or something. I mean, you got picked last of the best guys in the league. Who gives a shit,
Okay, last thing for basketball. Mark Cuban said something that was amazing. He said that losing is our only option. It stinks, but it is what it is. What do you
This
think
comes
about
from-
that comment?
I
Mark
think it's
Cuban, the
awesome.
owner. Yeah,
It comes from a man who wins at life in general, so he's allowed to say
I
it.
love that guy.
He's awesome.
I love.
He's-
Why didn't we shake? Why didn't we go over and just shake his hand?
I don't know. He
Like,
slapped
he
me on the
would've-
back and everything.
yeah.
That's how cool he is.
What's up? He's.
I never saw the guy in my life. You would have thought I knew him for 10
millionaire.
years.
Gleaming
He
millionaire.
goes, "What's up?"
You know.
Slaps me hard as shit on the back.
Dude. Gleaming millionaire, billionaire almost. And he said that. You know why? He says what people want to say, but they don't say it.
Yeah.
He's a smart man. He did what he had to do. He said it on Dr. J's podcast. Even Dr. J has a podcast. And he said that. So I think it's amazing that he went there and all of the teams could say what they want, but that's the truth, bro.
He's a two-time champ, correct?
No, I think they won one.
Did they win once? Yeah, they went to the finals in 06. That's right.
Mhm.
So the guy is a finals runner-up in 06, and then he wins it all. He beats a Heat team that he
That
should have never
everybody
beat.
say, exactly.
So what he's doing is, I mean, he's considered a great owner right now.
Yeah. All he needs is
They've
money.
been competitive like my whole childhood until like the last 2 years, which is going to happen eventually when people get old. When you're superstar Dirk, you know, when he gets old, it is
Dirk.
It is. I still love Dirk.
Bulls will pick him up. That's their MO, baby.
They do. They put fans in the stands. my
Yes, that's the Bulls' MO. So, transitioning over, we got football. Or you want to go hockey, then football?
friend. Let's go hockey, and then we'll jump back into
Benny.
football.
Get over here. It's time for In the Penalty Box with
What's up?
Vinny B. Vinny's actually going to talk this week. So all you hockey fans, jump on and let's go hockey.
What up, hockey?
So what we got first, Anthony?
So we're going to discuss a couple things about hockey. I know we have some hockey fans that have been anticipating
You want to tag Vinny in this?
some hockey talk.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
So we're going to go ahead and go to Vincent.
Isn't it?
It just pop up.
Oh, you just
I come
pop
on,
up.
it's like,
That's
there he is.
crazy.
It's crazy how it does
That's
that.
crazy.
Yeah, how
It's
did
like
you
facial
know that?
recognition.
Throw it on
That's
there. Maybe we'll get some
crazy,
extra
bro.
fans.
Wow, that's incredible.
Jeez, that is weird.
That really is incredible.
Wow.
I love that.
Good job, Zuckerberg.
So first, let's get
Look
Look how
into.
the watches are going up when Vinny comes on.
Wow,
Good for you, Vinny.
good for you, Vincent.
All he needs is his Nike. You know.
So if
Join
you're a
us.
hockey guy or a hockey
Maybe
girl,
next time.
because I know there's a lot of hockey girls out
There
there.
is.
You know, they're Hawks or we'll see where all the Hawks fans are at by the end of the season
Whoa.
when they don't make the playoffs.
It's already starting.
Let's go into the NHL with a Seattle franchise being produced here, Vinny. What do you got to say about that?
We have a expansion possibility. The league received a document to potentially go over the possibility of expanding. Vegas has been wildly successful. They took a bunch of guys who were third, fourth liners on other teams and turned them in. William Karlsson, 14 goals last year. He's on pace for 40 now.
Gee,
Dude.
steroids maybe?
Wow.
I mean, I don't know. This team is unreal, wildly successful. So they're going to be the NHL's youngest franchise for all of 2 years because I see the league having 32 teams by this time 2 years from now. They're already starting talk of a general manager, lots of names being thrown out there, assistant GMs that are currently in the league right now. So it's very possible that the league will have a team in Seattle and be a team of 32 teams.
I would never want to play there.
No, but there's a lot of possible rivalries coming out of
Dreary as
Seattle.
hell. Really?
A Vancouver-Seattle rivalry would be all the California teams.
Not a
They would have to
Vancouver,
realign, though. They would have to realign.
Seattle and Vancouver.
They would have to realign the teams in the division
Why?
because that would be, they'd have no choice but to put them in the Pacific Division, which already has 8 teams, and the Central has 7, and the 2 Eastern Conference divisions.
What division
have
are the
8.
Blackhawks?
The Central.
Gotcha.
So 7 teams
Didn't they
in that
used to be in
division.
like the Western or something?
They realigned a couple years ago.
Smartly?
Yeah. Detroit moved to the East, though, which only made them play each other twice a year, though, which kind of sucks. But
Yeah, that stinks.
yep, NHL to Seattle, probably happening.
All right.
Urgh.
Let's get into the unamusing,
Unentertaining.
USA
These guys
hockey.
are haters.
No, we're not.
they are.
USA
Look at my boy
hockey
right here.
no longer has pros in it. So let's get into that. Let's
Yeah.
first start off by telling us why it's still fun to watch without pros, and then you could
Say that, Vinny.
I have fun with it because there's guys who will be in the league, possibly at the end of the year. You might have heard of Ryan Donato, not D'Amato.
Have you?
Donato.
I've
Never heard of him.
never heard of him.
I'm sure some of my friends
He
have.
plays for Harvard.
Hobbit.
Wow.
Okay.
And he
Heard
was
of
selected to
Harvard.
play real smart dude. He was selected
Sounds
to play
like it.
for the Olympic team, and when they get eliminated, he'll go back to Harvard. They're a really good team. They'll play in the little tournament there.
Oh, so the colleges take off for the Olympics?
No,
Wait.
he's missing without his. They're playing without.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me
See,
ask you
you're
this. So
learning.
Harvard,
Continues.
where are they in the bunch of a top 25 team?
I would probably say they're in the top 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a top 10
With him,
team.
for sure.
Loses.
So a top 10 team loses their stud.
Yeah.
For the U.S. Olympics.
And when they get eliminated, he will sign with the Boston Bruins and play with them in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
They can do that?
Yeah. If he was drafted by the Bruins 2 years ago, I think, something like that.
Right. And
So
then
they
he
have his rights.
continuously
So
plays in college,
he's a senior.
correct?
So when his senior year is over, he's done.
Doesn't he have
He'll
to
play
graduate?
with the Bruins.
He doesn't have to graduate?
No, I mean,
Huh.
you would think he probably finishes
I mean,
after the
why
season.
go to Harvard?
But yeah, to play hockey at Harvard.
Right.
So wearing a USA sweater, a Bruins sweater, and a Harvard sweater in the same year, pretty cool.
So this guy's just going to be, he's going to be the next icon of Boston is what you're telling me.
Well, they're the best team in the league, so there are a lot of guys there. Last time I came on, I said Tampa was the best team in the league, but
But
Boston
what I'm saying
They're
is
unreal.
this guy's going to go from Harvard,
Yeah.
Boston,
Yeah.
to Bruins.
Yep.
Yes,
Boston.
Shane, this
Yep.
is the learning part of the
So
episode.
he's just going to be, like I said,
Yeah,
he's going to be an absolute
he's
Boston
staying
icon.
home, and he
The
might
guys
even,
who are just absolutely going crazy over Harvard college hockey right now are the same dorks that are going to be going crazy
Absolutely.
over Bruins hockey.
absolutely.
because of that
And if
guy.
they don't at least make it to the conference finals, it would be a disappointment. He could easily be on their second line. This team is loaded. They have the best goalie in the league probably going into the last 20 games or so. So
Wow.
Bruins are for real. And once they get Donato. And Team USA,
Frank says what's up.
Frank. What's up, Frank? How you doing?
Hey, there it was, the traditional Italian.
How you
Italian.
doing?
Hey, what's up, Frank? How you doing?
Frankie!
Hey, Frankie, how are you?
Hey.
How you doing?
All right, Frankie. So USA's playing right now against the Czechs. It was 1-1 last time I checked. If they win
Okay.
tonight, they'll go on to play the Olympic rings or the Olympic athletes from Russia in the next round. When
All right.
you go to, and then the women are playing in the gold medal game against Canada tomorrow at noon.
Women hockey.
Not the woman.
Women
They're
hockey.
good, man.
They are good.
They're
Yeah.
really good.
They are.
Sure they
They're
are.
playing Canada tomorrow?
Mhm.
I might actually
10
watch that.
a.m.
Oh,
Michael says
never
so.
mind. 10
A
a.m.
lot
they
of
televise
Parisis
that
popping
game.
up. Oh yeah, we'll get up and watch that.
I'll be watching it at school.
Next big,
Women hockey, you're gonna watch?
I love that team.
they are good,
They're very good.
but they're so good they're televised at 10 a.m.
Well, it's prime time in
You know what?
Pyeongchang.
I'm not knocking.
It's
I'm not
here.
knocking anything, bro.
No, it's
I'm very
awesome.
interested in how that's.
My girl Amanda Kessel, Phil
Look at
Kessel's
that.
sister.
Each one more. Go ahead.
Oh, Phil Kessel's sister is the star?
Yeah, she's
Wow.
one of the better players on the
I
team.
do know Phil.
Yeah.
You know Phil Cup good.
So, let's get into something that can be talked about whether you like hockey or not.
Hi.
The Hawks
Hate it.
played against a man by the name of Devontae Smith-Pelly, who was, what, do you know exactly what the penalty was that got him in the box?
I have honestly no.
Anyways, it was
I
a
have
common,
No idea.
it was a common
It was
penalty.
just a penalty. He did nothing. You know.
Yeah, right.
You play hockey. You take penalties.
Common penalty, which put him in the box, in which at the United Center, in which
That's in
resulted in
Chicago.
him being heckled by Hawks fans, and
Hawks fans.
this guy is an African American, and the comments were they were something about
chanting,
basketball, right?
Chanting basketball.
Yeah.
Basketball.
Play- stick to-
Insinuating that
stick
he
to
should be playing
basketball or something?
basketball instead of hockey.
Yeah, stick to that.
Yeah.
Right.
So what are your? I mean, I'll go with mine first, and you guys can follow up. Some people don't understand, like, when you're in a position, whether it's a sport, a neighborhood, a school, when you're the only or one of many. I've had to experience this all the way from like high school. I went to Gordon Tech, for anyone that knows, and Gordon Tech is on Addison in California. Gordon Tech is predominantly a Catholic, white school that my mom wanted me to go to. My mom thought Catholic school was
The answer.
the answer for discipline, and I'm not going to lie, that was correct, because if I had a different situation, it'd probably be a different time. So I appreciate what I learned there, but I was like this gentleman, it was like you can literally count the black kids, especially in my class, on one hand. So as far as hockey, Vinny could tell you there's only like, how many in the entire NHL?
Probably 10 at
Maybe
the most.
10. So it's the same situation. So when you get heckled, it's a sobering experience, because you want to be accepted just like everybody else. And when you have to, worry about someone that doesn't know you, first of all, personally, that feels that it's necessary to say something as ignorant as they did. Some people say, oh, they just said basketball. Well, it's not just about that. It's about, you're telling me I'm not worthy enough
portion
to entertain you because of the color of my skin. And I think that's disgusting, just like that gentleman said. So that's my take. I think it's pathetic that in 2018 that a man can make a living. I experienced in my own life, like, people think I should be security. Oh, you're the manager? And I always get them back. I say, can you believe that they left me in charge? I'm the actual manager. Because people are so, like, ignorant to the fact that it's not about the color of your skin. It's about the actions of what you can do in your position.
Correct.
What's your take?
Vinny, go ahead.
I think it's disgusting. The dude making fun of Devontae Smith-Pelly, he's on the ice, or on the glass seats, so he paid a lot of money for them, probably more than the tickets costed no less than $250 each, maybe more. The Hawks aren't good, but the seats are still expensive. This is an Original Six former elite team.
Correct.
That dude has no clue what it's like in his life to ever be put down or anything like that because of the way he looks or because of the color of his skin. And hockey's currently celebrating Hockey's for Everyone month. They include everyone. They put out videos. Every team has their own little guy who they promote around. I think for the Blackhawks they chose Tommy Wingles. For the New Jersey Devils, it's Taylor Hall. So this isn't good for the sport.
Mm-hmm.
We want everyone. You guys brought me on to talk about hockey because you want to put it out there more.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a good way, and especially in a sport technically as diverse as hockey, because there's so many different cultures that play, all the Europeans and all that.
We're going to get into that.
We can talk about that, Nicolette.
We're going to get into that, and we're going to put some time aside for that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Sure,
it's
you write
disgusting.
it so we don't forget.
That's my
Thanks,
take.
Vinny. Anthony?
So I think that the people, I think they're dumb in the first place. And then, after I heard the Devontae's comments on it,
Yeah.
they look even more dumb. Because he had the most educated, correct response that he could have possibly put out there. He said that it's disgusting, which it is. And then he went on to say, do you remember exactly what he said? I don't want to screw up one part of it. That was exactly the portion.
Yeah.
Is that he said that it's disgusting, and it's also incredible that in the year 2018 that I have to still
to sit there and talk about that.
That we're still dealing with this kind of stuff, that I have to, that I have to comment on this type of behavior, which actually just tells what it does is it shows that the people who stated these type things, who followed this behavior, are classless and obviously not up to date. I mean, they just don't get it. Mm-hmm. And when you don't get it,
and then let me say this: it goes for any ignorant people that are on the sidelines of a basketball game yelling at Laurie Markkinen, "Hey, go play hockey." Or go play baseball. It's don't disrespect someone based upon the color of their skin. And something also that I saw on ESPN was actually interesting. They had asked the Blackhawks, because these seats were season ticket holders, they wanted to know, like, hey, is this the actual season ticket holders that were banned, or were there people that? Because most of the season tickets holders, I know when I worked in bars, a lot of the beer company, Miller Coors owned some seats. what if these were like people that they gave their tickets to?
Oh,
you know,
then they're fired
suck.
on top of looking.
Yeah.
You know, or because they'll give it to like bar managers. They don't give it. You know what I mean? So
win them at raffles.
you gotta pay attention to all of that stuff too. But I mean, I don't come on. We don't do this show. Me and Anthony don't do this show. Someone told me this week that we agree too much. If we disagree, we're gonna disagree. We don't do this show to be against each other all the time. There's gonna be times where he says some crazy shit that I'm not going to agree with, like Tom Brady comments. And there's going to be times where we both agree with something. There's going to be times where we don't agree with something, and there's race involved. It's so many different things that people have to realize that he has his opinion, I have mine, even Vinny has his. But you have to understand that everybody should be, held equally, especially when they're in a position of, what they're doing with that. So,
which is why we have the First Amendment. And we're gonna transition right into that, correct?
What was that? Did you see that?
I did not.
With the Dallas Mavericks.
Really?
Yeah, predatory sexual behavior.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't see. Okay.
Well, we're gonna transition into that because we're gonna go right into another instance of First Amendments and being able to say what you feel, regardless of if you're an athlete or whatever you may be.
Mm-hmm.
You could be a salesman, you could be a cashier, you could be whatever you want, but you have your own opinion.
Yes.
And you could say whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And in recent discussion interviews, they did a ride along with LeBron and KD. During the ride-along, they expressed their feelings about the current president.
They were asked. They didn't just bring it up.
Right, correct.
They
And they expressed them. And if you watch the interview, they did not disrespect the president whatsoever.
No.
They actually stated that he is the leader of our country. However, they compared him to coaching, right? So what they did was they took their facets of the game of basketball and kind of transitioned it into politics, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And the only statements that were made was that they didn't feel that he was a good coach, meaning the way that he goes about running the country, they don't agree with.
Yes.
However, they never said he did anything wrong. They never called him names. They never attacked the guy.
And like you said, they were asked.
Yes.
And they were asked.
That's the problem a lot of the time.
So if you're asked and you express yourself and people don't like what you hear, what you say, then that's that.
If you don't want to hear what they have to say, don't ask.
I mean, it's that simple. The reason people ask these questions is to bring on controversy. However, they also ask questions to two guys like this.
These are two of the top guys in the NBA.
Exactly.
These guys are going to
they're the two best guys in the whole league.
Period.
They are. And what they say
speaks volumes.
It does.
It does.
It speaks volumes.
So what Laura Ingraham, it's Ingraham, I've been told, because I posted something on my Instagram and someone from some city, and I appreciate it. They don't have to agree with what I say. And they didn't say anything ignorant. They just said that she was just saying that they should keep their opinions to themselves. So all I told this young lady was, first of all, they were asked a question. To me, when you're stating an opinion, that means you're just going out of your way to say, I got to say this.
Yeah.
They were asked a question, they answered it. I don't think they answered it ignorantly. I think they answered it professionally, and they said what they had to say, because you know what? They have a freedom of speech, and they live in America.
Correct.
This young lady on Fox, first of all, mocked them by saying, like. That was their first sentence. And then she pretty much told them to shut up and dribble.
And she attacked their education because
she said LeBron
because they
didn't
technically
finish
don't
high
have an
school.
educational job, which is fine.
LeBron didn't finish high school. That's, first of all, you're a journalist. Make sure you have your facts straight. How many times have I told you, hey, let's make sure we're right before we report something? Have your facts straight. LeBron did go to high school and graduate. It's not his fault that he's a freaking freak of nature. And he got drafted #1 in the NBA. should I be a
You
millionaire?
would go be a millionaire too if you had
dumb
the
broad.
opportunity.
Okay, Kevin Durant went to Texas. Very affluential school. You're not going to Texas with no freaking C's or D's.
No.
Absolutely not.
He was the best player that year. You know what? People told him, would you like to be a millionaire? What are you going to say? You
Absolutely.
go. Now, fast forwarding to what she said, I don't think she thinks that sports should not be involved and they shouldn't be able to state their opinion about politics, which I think is BS.
I think it's BS as well.
So,
Especially when they're
Because, like I said, whether they're athletes or whether they're anything else, this is what I don't understand. If a guy who was an innovator, creator, let's say Elon Musk,
okay.
you know who that is? You know who that is?
No.
He created Tesla. He made Tesla.
Oh, that's that guy.
Okay? If he were to comment on this,
Let's do that to go Tesla. You couldn't go like Zuckerberg.
because this is like the up and coming,
Yeah, I got you.
you know,
Doesn't he have some
entrepreneurial
Uber too? But
genius
Yeah,
mogul.
his high job doesn't
But
take away his opinion.
Because if he said something like this, because he's not an athlete, and this happens if you're an athlete, you get attacked for your education constantly. So because this guy's supposedly smart because he made a lot of money and is an innovator, an entrepreneur, people say, he could say it. But no, the athletes are always the dumbest guys. They're always the dumbest. They're so dumb, the athletes. They only go to schools because they play sports, and they only get through school because they're good at sports, and they're so dumb. They're always so dumb, every one of them. Which is just absolutely insane to me. It's insane that it's a human being. It's a human being that has a point of view, that has an opinion, that has a right to respect themselves, to express themselves.
And let's be realistic.
You can say whatever you want.
This show is so like real. Let's be real. Like 9 times out of 10, they're talking about African American athletes. Because I didn't hear anyone say anything when Aaron Rodgers had something to say about Kaepernick. Even because he's on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but that's the reason being. Because you can like sit here and do the Rolodex of the things that we do. I remember, and I'll never forget, I think I posted it like 3 years ago. Aaron Rodgers used to do his thing. And there was another one I posted that Travis Kelce, who happens to be with an African American woman, which is fine.
This, by the way, is a man who he acts more black than white.
He does act that way. He hit the quan and after a touchdown, but everybody kept talking about what Cam Newton was doing when he was dabbing, which now we could see actually fucking old white senators dabbing. But it's just amazing to me.
And giving them to kids.
Exactly, and no one kept the video going to see what he did after the dab. So I don't want to get into
People
this.
only remember negative.
I don't drop race, but we also have to be smart to know that when these comments are made, it's usually because, there's a African American situation going. Yes, we do live in a very judgmental world, unfortunately. So if we don't speak about it and we ignore everything, then no one's going to do anything.
Right.
You know, if we just ignore that people were yelling basketball to that hockey player, or
when they have a black guy on their team, that if he scored, they'd probably jump up and cheer like lunatics.
And Vinny told me that, and I didn't know that. Yeah. And it's
new guy, right?
Claire, they traded for him. Richard.
We have an African American on the Blackhawks, so
I'm sure he feels great about the home crowd now.
Yeah, I mean it's a frustrating
Absolutely not.
situation.
He made comments after the game.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's tough, and we do live, and that's a very poignant statement to say. We are in a judgmental world, and that's where we're at until everybody opens their mouth and says something. Our podcast is going to be wrapping up, and we love you all as you're the start, but we're going to continue with a couple more things on our Facebook. So let's get out of that.
I hope people don't view Chicago as a whole like that. Like
and
these people are still out there. The people that acted like the ones at the Chicago Blackhawks game, but I hope people in Edmonton or Vancouver or Winnipeg or New Jersey, Boston, I hope they don't go, oh, well, those Blackhawks fans, they're just racist. We're not going to, treat them well when they come to our place. But this happens at every event ever.
Oh, absolutely. It happens in any city. I mean, they're always going to get that select, uneducated, disrespectful bunch that usually ends up getting thrown out of the game, or that you just look like a fool.
Yep.
But with that being said, I think we covered this both those topics, transitioning one into another, the best we could. We try to obviously keep this show non-political,
Yes.
and non-confrontational about such
We're
things.
confrontational, but
Right.
we're not. Yeah, we don't try to do the race stuff.
Right. We try to stay away from that because everybody, we respect that everyone has their own opinion, and quite frankly, we're here to talk sports, and we're not trying to.
We are.
Just-
Whether we sound like two guys in a bar or
Right.
whatever.
Sports are supposed to
And
bring people together.
And you don't want to chop your audience in half. To be quite honest with you, you don't want 50% of people to like you and 50% not. So we don't get into that political discussion. We want everybody to enjoy what they watch, as it seems you have been. We've been growing at a rapid rate, and we're pretty excited about it. But we would like to get into now.
I just told you some heartbreaking news for Anthony, because just last week he was talking about how, we need to get Jarvis Landry on our team and do some stuff with our wide receiving core. Well, sorry, nope, he just got franchised, $16.2 million.
First tag of the
Bye-bye.
summer.
What do you say about that?
Would you like to apologize?
I'm just practicing for Thursday.
It's not gonna be good for Bulls fans or Bears fans.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because
remember this, because you haven't done this. Now, when you ask questions, don't keep it there.
Yeah, that's-
boom, boom.
Yeah.
Because I used to go, hey, and no one. He's like, that's when Dwight Howard called me Ghostface. Because I was like, hey, so you want to talk to Mike, Ghostface? So you got to talk to Mike first. But go ahead.
I don't think this is going to be good for Bears fans. The reason I say this, I'm a Bears fan myself, is because
$16.2 million, Shane.
the problem is that I don't want Kelvin Ridley, and now I think Kelvin Ridley is going to be a Bear.
Bro, they're not drafting.
I really
They might
think so.
trade. They might trade now. You don't spend.
I really think so.
Vinny, do you spend an 8th pick on a wide receiver?
I don't think you spend a first-round pick on a
Thank
wide receiver.
you. That's what I said.
Odell Beckham Jr. is like a super freak exception.
Exactly.
You draft linemen, linebackers,
And
defensive backs, a quarterback if that's what you need.
And I couldn't agree more.
Vinny's going to do me a favor and look up the top 10 receivers this year and what round they were drafted in. That will come up. I guarantee
From
there's
the
no more than 2.
2017
Yes.
draft?
And there's no more than 2, I guarantee. The top 10 receivers this year. So the top
going
10
into the
yeah.
draft?
No, the top 10 receivers that performed this year, like what's his name, Antonio Brown.
Okay.
Where they were picked in the draft. I just want their draft pick stacks.
I
It
couldn't
should
agree
pop
more
up.
with both of you. However, I think the Bears are extremely desperate at the wide receiver position.
You have the 8th.
I mean, Antonio
Pick.
Brown went to a MAC school.
Exactly.
He played on NIU's field.
You have the 8th.
Those guys don't
Pick.
come every day, though. Those guys are.
Exactly.
All right. So, could you? All right.
This
Just give me
says-
the.
What do we
This says
do?
the fantasy.
Last
wide
time we
No,
receivers.
just give me the top 10.
Last time we
receivers
desperately
this year.
needed a wide receiver. What happened?
We drafted Kevin White, and what happened? He was the first round pick, and that bum is gone.
Correct, but
I'm sorry. He's still on the team.
But say the first part of your
I
sentence.
hate him.
Who did
He
we
was
draft?
The first Kevin White. He was the first, number 7.
Okay,
Stupidly.
it's the Bears.
Just give me the top 10. wide
That is
receivers.
the
I can
Bears,
tell you
ladies
where
and
they were
gentlemen.
drafted.
Yeah.
These guys
Okay.
are going to tell you what you should
Yeah.
do, and the
Just
Bears are
find
going to do
yards.
what you shouldn't do
All right,
always.
by yards, give me the top 10.
Go ahead.
Antonio Brown,
Not first round.
like late round.
Mhm.
Didn't he go to Eastern Michigan?
Yes.
Julio Jones,
First round.
Mike-
Alabama.
Michael Thomas,
Who was that?
Michael Thomas
From
played
the
on Ohio
Saints.
State.
From where?
the Saints.
Ohio State.
He definitely was not first round, was he?
I believe he was either first or
Could
second
you write
round.
his name so we can find that out?
Keenan
Go ahead.
Allen.
Keenan Allen, do you know him? Was he first round?
I do know him.
Was he
He's a
first
San
round?
Diego Charger. He's
Was he?
very good.
Was he first
I
round?
cannot say if he was
All
first
right,
round.
write
or
his
not.
name.
Adam Thielen.
Who?
The Minnesota Vikings. Come on.
He wasn't first round, right?
No, I would be shocked.
Okay.
No.
Go.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill,
Tyreek Hill was not first round.
Brandon
No.
Cooks,
Was not first round.
Larry Fitzgerald,
Was first round.
Marvin Jones Jr.
Marvin Jones Jr.
All right, so you just gave me 10 guys. 3 of them were first round picks.
Yeah. And
I'm
it's a
not-
risk when you take those guys. Even
4 of
anyway.
them, I think.
Yes.
Odell Beckham Jr. might have been on the list had he stayed healthy, but you don't draft wide receivers in the first round. You just don't. Look at Kevin White. How did that work?
We
out?
just talked about that.
I don't.
Single season.
Here's the problem you guys are missing, though.
Thank Ted and Ann for watching.
Thanks,
I
Graham.
said an and.
Appreciate that. Here's what I'm saying, though. I don't disagree. But we're speaking of the Bears. We're speaking of desperation. We're speaking...
You're talking about Phil Emery Bears. That's who drafted him. Remember that. This isn't the same team that drafted Kevin White. You're talking about Phil Emery.
I'm
and
talking
who's that
about Phil
bum
Emery.
that was our coach?
If they draft
when we got
Oh.
Kevin White?
Mark
Trestman,
Trestman. We're not talking
the
about those
quarterback
guys.
whisperer,
I
Mark
told
Trestman.
you a while ago that our freaking GM was not going to keep John Fox. No GM wants a guy that he didn't freaking hire. That's football.
Having
That's
made it
something
this
I can
season might
tell.
have been
I can
always-
talk football the whole freaking time.
I
No
agree.
one wants some
I
guy
agree.
that they didn't hire running their team.
Go ahead and pull up the mock draft for the Bears. Please.
Oh, this is yours.
Pull up the mock. We're going to get into this. Hope my guy Simi Cobbs lands on the Bears.
Who?
Montini alum
Oh, okay.
out of Indiana. He's going to be one of the top receivers in the draft this
I
year.
feel we go defense. You get a guy. I say this every freaking episode.
I would love to get a corner.
You get a corner, a
would love to.
lockdown corner
I would love
that
to.
you're going to have 8 years or more starting on the other side.
I would love to.
Do you want to keep your boy? I always forget his
Who?
name. I always forget his name.
Fuller?
Yeah.
He's gone Gone.
Is that guaranteed?
today. Gone.
He opted out?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
No tag. They're not tagging him. They don't give
Oh,
a
so
shit.
he's gone.
He could. Yeah, he's gone.
You know why?
Because he sucks.
No. What else? Who drafted him?
Same guy.
There you go. We don't.
The guy sucks. Okay. He sucks.
I can actually go back to where he didn't say that, but it's fine. You
no,
didn't
no.
say that.
Here's what I said.
Okay.
He's always sucked. This year he played great because
I say that.
he was up for contract.
I hate contract year guys.
So do I, because guess what happens when he gets paid?
He's gonna stink.
He sucks now.
That's why I
He's
like
gonna
opt out.
dang
In
us.
That's why I like opt out in baseball.
He's gonna dang
JD
us.
Martinez isn't gonna suck because he wants to get repaid again 2 years from now.
Derrick Rose. Oh, sorry.
Let's not talk about Derrick
Doesn't
Rose.
even matter about
So
him.
this Bleacher Report
irrelevant.
mock draft has the Chicago Bears taking Orlando Brown from Oklahoma at 8.
Ew, I saw him working out.
The first wide receiver on this list is
Orlando
Ridley to the
Brown,
Ravens at 16.
His dad played in the NFL. He's the guy who threw the flag. No, he pushed the ref because he threw the flag at his head. Remember that? It was a
I do.
while ago. And he died.
Yeah,
He died not
Yeah, not
recently,
too-
but he died.
not too long ago.
Yeah.
There are
His
two
dad
wide
played
receivers on this whole list. 32
in the
teams
first round.
yeah.
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley, and then this thing
Late,
has
right?
the 16 to the Ravens, and then this Bleacher Report Panthers Christian Kirk
Panthers.
from Texas A&M at
Panthers
24.
do need a receiver.
They do need a receiver.
They do bad.
Yeah,
So
Badly.
I
do
could
we
say-
draft? I was watching the there was this college, it wasn't a combine, it was like a college senior bowl. It was a senior bowl, like, you know how they do the drills?
Yeah.
And I saw Orlando Brown and ugh,
You didn't like the way he did the
I
drills?
didn't like the way he did his drills. I didn't like his physique. He had a lot of blue hanging over. I don't think he's a first round pick. I say you see who's in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going to have some teams in front of you that desperately need a quarterback.
At this
And
point,
that's
I
why
think
mock
it's a,
drafts
trade
are
down.
always a
at
little
this point,
off.
I think it's an
Yes.
absolute toss-up now because Fuller's gone.
Jarvis Landry is no
Longer
shot.
available. Jarrell Freeman is gone,
Yes, we just let him go, which they should have.
but he's our middle linebacker
He was barely our middle linebacker. He lasted, 5 games?
this year.
In general, how many games did he play?
The
He got hurt last
year
year. and
before
got
he had
suspended.
over-
Year before. That wasn't with us.
his first year with us, he had over 100 tackles.
In how many games?
The whole season.
All right, he didn't play the whole season.
The first year, yes.
How many years was he here? 2? 2? Because he got suspended 3 games.
Yeah, I think it was.
He's here for 2 years.
Well, that's even more impressive. He had 100 tackles.
Yeah, it is.
And the previous 4 years before that, he had 100 tackles.
Bye.
So he had 300 tackles. 3 years.
Don't count when he was with Indianapolis.
All I'm telling you is the guy was a tackling machine.
All I'm telling you is he was a drug dealing machine.
Fair.
He needs... Listen. Now, that tells me there's a possible middle linebacker spot that we're going to draft.
Is there any middle linebackers that we need to?
There is a beast of a middle linebacker.
Where?
Georgia Dogs.
First round?
First round.
Top 8?
Top 8. I watched him...
You draft a middle linebacker.
I watched him dominate against Oklahoma, and then the following week, I watched him dominate against Alabama. You know the last guy I seen do something like that?
Are you talking about Roquan Smith?
Raekwon Smith.
Raekwon Smith.
Where do they got him at?
11 to the Dolphins.
Who did
He's a beast.
Linebacker from Georgia.
Last what?
Last
I
guy I
remember
saw
that
do
name.
that,
I remember
the
that
double
name from the
performance in the playoffs,
I
Ryan
remember that
Shazier.
name.
Ryan Shazier just said he's going to be playing again because he feels like he's the greatest linebacker ever.
Ryan Shazier, as an Ohio State fan, is one of the best athletes out of a linebacker position I have ever watched, ever. Do you know he beat Antonio Brown in a 40-yard dash?
Ouch.
He did.
Really?
He beat the entire Pittsburgh Steelers team in a 40-yard
that's a
dash
tough story,
at
bro.
230
So
pounds.
if that includes AB, then
Right.
yeah.
So what I'm saying is I would love to see us get this guy, Raekwon
But you
Smith.
say you got him going 11, huh? And we're going to draft a freaking offensive tackle?
Right before it.
That's the Bears.
I just hope they don't.
It's the Bears. Oh, it's not the
Follow the
Bears.
pressure and
The
take a
Bears
wide
don't do stuff like
receiver.
that. Emery's no longer here, you just said.
That's a mock.
Oh, you know what? I don't.
That's what.
Just
That's
don't
the hair
take a wide
guy.
receiver, don't
That's
do
the
it.
Listen,
hair guy.
I don't care if
Don't
Jesus
take a wide
Christ
receiver.
is the GM. It's the Bears, bro.
That's the hair guy. That's Mitchie. What's his name? What's that freaking idiot's name with the hair?
Which
The
one?
mock drafts.
Oh, Mel
Mel
Kiper
Kiper?
Jr.?
Mel Kiper.
I tried finding his draft, but ESPN made me sign into some
Oh,
BS.
yeah.
Oh, you got to be an insider
Yeah,
for $11 a month.
Odds, yeah.
I'd rather
And
not.
him and McShay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you only look at.
I'd rather make my own.
Those two are like
I could
they're
probably
like
do it better
they're,
anyway.
they're like meteorologists.
And they're
those
always
two.
wrong.
Todd
always
McShay and Mel
wrong.
Kiper Jr. at the
So
draft.
what about Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins. The Jets are. They should probably fire their GM tomorrow
They should fire everyone.
because he released a statement that said, "We will give Kirk Cousins whatever he wants." I've never heard that actually in my years of existence. A GM that he throws all his cards on the table to start the conversation. So you know what? Kirk Cousins' agent right now, he's the happiest man in the world.
Of course he is.
He loves it. I've never heard such a crazy thing in my life. We will give Kirk Cousins whatever he wants.
What's the top right now? What did Johnny G get?
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G got a
G.
Highest paid quarterback
buck-
of all time. He's
almost
got
a
6
buck
career
44.
starts. How many career
6
starts
career.
does he have? No, I think he's got
7.
like 7 or 8.
Less than 10.
Less than 10. He won them all.
Yeah.
But
7-0.
3 of them were with the New England Patriots,
Correct.
and 5 of
Two.
them were with a San Francisco 49ers team that had nothing to play for other than screwing up their tank.
Correct.
So,
All I know is
So they're gonna give Kirk Cousins more than that.
they're going to give Kirk Cousins whatever
Play
he
for the
wants
Jets.
you like that.
to play for the Jets.
Who
And
don't even know how to tank properly.
they don't realize it. They could have told the same thing to Aaron Rodgers,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't.
Aaron Rodgers is going to get stupid money.
What is he up?
Isn't it 2 years? Something like that.
I don't know if he wants to be there anymore.
Not with that
Part of me,
coach.
part of me thinks
They
it's
gotta get
coming
rid
to
of-
an end.
They got to get rid of that coach.
Mhm.
But Aaron Rodgers, if Kirk Cousins and Jimmy G are going to maybe making this money,
McCarthy's
Yeah.
a bum.
Aaron Rodgers
McCarthy's
is
an
going to be.
idiot bum.
He's a bum.
Bum.
He looks like he's been eating cheese curd since the day he signed his
Oh,
contract.
absolutely.
McCarthy.
But they're
I
good.
do like
He
cheese
loves
curd.
a cheese curd.
With some ranch
Straight from Green Bay.
on the side.
Oh yeah.
cheese
And
curds.
then when
He's
comes
like
to
the guy who
Chicago.
like forks his curds so he could get the full
Don't you
dunk in the
hate those
ranch.
people?
If you fork
they
your cheese,
fork your cheese curds.
you need to
and
be thrown in jail.
If you fork your wings, if you ever see anyone fork their wings, punch them in the face.
Unless they're
You
boneless.
shouldn't even go to you know what I mean.
like
If you
traditional
fork
wings,
bone-ins, which this
Yeah.
dude probably does,
You
Me?
need to be
steak
thrown in
48.
jail.
You're shot.
If you
I love
ever-
bone-in. I only eat bone-in. And listen,
if you
I go to
fork your-
town on those things. Okay,
Hey,
I snap those things in half.
Snap them, pop them. Okay,
I snap and
Do
pop.
not
This
fork
is what
your
happens
wings.
when we
I
bring
snap
up
and
Mike
pop.
McCarthy once.
Yes, curds and wings.
All I
Don't
know is
fork 'em.
Mike McCarthy forks his curds and he gets the full
Yep.
dunk
Then
going
he
in the cup.
twists the fork
Oh, yeah.
before he brings it up.
Yeah, you
Come
could
on,
see that
bro.
grease
Don't check
like
please me.
you could see like
Whatever.
when he puts the play call sheet up to his chin, you could see like the grease on the other side. You know what I mean? He's one of those type. The grease leak type. McCarthy.
Like right here.
He's got like a triple
Fills the
lamination.
At
jacket.
halftime, he doesn't say shit to the team. He just eats cheese.
No.
He's got like a triple lamination on the play card so you can't see the grease come out of the other side.
It's pathetic how he does that.
He's a goof.
So he's gone. Now we got football. I can't wait to the draft. I just saw that the NFL Combine is coming up in a couple weeks.
I'm pretty pumped for that.
I actually love watching that. I like watching the 40s. I like watching the linemen with the 40s. I like to see who is the sleeper to come. Because there's going to be a guy in the Combine
Of course.
that skyrockets up.
Yeah, in one day.
I just think the way the Bears played last year, right?
Right.
I'm a Bears fan. And I don't care.
So am I.
So are you. You want to see the Bears succeed. You want to feel comfortable. Remember that? I forgot what year it was. It's that one year where you got 5 solid guys that are coming into camp that are going to freaking start. And that's what we need. We need brand new everything. You said we got rid of Sitton.
Sitton's gone.
I think it's unfortunate. I like what Kyle Long did for us, but he's injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to get a guy that's going to be with Mitchie T for good on the left. Knock a guy over there to make sure that he's covered.
I agree.
I think you got to get 1 or 2 more defensive guys that are going to kick ass and be there for good. And I think in 2 years, we got to be competitive.
I want to see Raekwon. I've made my mind up. I want to see Raekwon Smith.
You think a
middle linebacker, the next tier of beer.
I mean,
linebacker.
the last first round middle linebacker we drafted is in the Hall of Fame.
That's correct.
Just so you know.
That's what I said. The second
So-
tier of Urlacher. Here he comes.
And he looks good. He's got his little hair. He's in shape.
I like him bald better.
Looks good.
Yeah.
He's like a guy that I
I'm
like
a bald Brian.
Like I
Urlacher
look at him
guy.
and I'm like, you know what? You look better bald.
I don't know, bro. I just saw him on this thing. He looked good with Ray. All those dudes look in shape. They don't look out of shape. They look. Terrell,
They do.
Terrell didn't show up though to their little round table thing.
He's in shape though.
Terrell can play right now.
Yeah.
Remember how in shape he was in his
He can
prime?
play right
Screw
now.
Jeff.
Remember he was
Wide
doing
receiver,
sit-ups in
call
the
him.
driveway, dude?
Yes, he could play today.
Like, oh,
I
you
wanted
want
to
to
sign
talk to
him
me?
so
I'm going to
bad.
finish my workout.
I
Go
wanted
ahead
to
and
sign
talk.
that son bitch so bad. He can play right now.
He's a beast.
So before we wrap up, we can't not talk baseball when we got this bum behind us, this White
Here we
Sox
go.
bum. You know,
2021 World Series champions.
2021, Joe Creedy in aisle 3 selling peanuts.
Oh, Joe Creedy.
Rowan
That dude
in the
was-
outfield.
That dude was unreal. Can we talk about
Get
Aaron
me.
Nola for a second?
Get me.
They traded him so they could start Brian Anderson more often. That pissed me off. I remember being like 12 and it just annoyed the shit out of me.
Brian Anderson.
Did you run next to Scotty Pods up in left field?
Scotty Pods was unbelievable.
Did you run with him?
No home.
In
No,
left?
You know that's what they're doing right now. They got him running up there.
Yeah.
Race Scotty
Yeah.
Pods
I
for
heard about that.
Dippin' Dots.
Ain't nobody can beat him in a race even if he's in his 40s.
What are you guys going to do this year? I mean, you're obviously going to suck, but what are you going to do to...
50 to 60 bad baseball games are coming ahead. James Shields is probably going to start opening day.
50 to 60, baby?
50 to 60 bad baseball games.
There's 162 games, right?
Yeah,
So you're
and
going to
then
win
they'll
100
be-
wins?
No.
All right, so what
So
do
you
need?
guys are going to compete in
You
100
could
of them.
beat.
You're going to compete in 100
Are the Cubs
games?
bad in every game?
And
they
don't
lose?
even ever say Cubs
when
and
they
Sox in the
when
same
they
sentence.
when they lose,
What did he just say?
when you lose, you're not a bad baseball team. You
What
lost
did
that
he
day.
just say?
They're going to be a non-competitive bottom of the division team for 60 games. And then you're going to start seeing all the boys.
So
come
he's
up.
saying that
You're going to see all the
in
boys
100
come up.
games they're going to be competitive. That's literally what you're saying.
I saw someone on Twitter, when is the Quintana trade going to hurt less? Well, when Eloy Jimenez hits his first dinger of the season. Going to happen this year.
When they lose 10-3.
You want to hear a bold
Yeah,
statement?
right.
You want to hear a bold statement?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Give me it. It's your turn.
Quintana, possible
Zion.
Cy Young winner.
I don't disagree
with
at
you.
all. I don't disagree one
You
bit.
don't want that shit.
What do you mean, bro? You're gonna be that's gonna be worth it as soon as he hits his
I
first.
can't
Sure.
root against
His
Quintana.
first
I hope he gets gives up
He's a
one run
freaking
and they
Cubs
lose 1-0.
hater.
I
He
can't stand
hates
them. I
the
hate
Cubs.
every. But Quintana.
But Quintana is part of us.
No,
he's
he's not.
part of our legacy
He earned
at
us.
the,
He earned
at
us
the
Eloy.
great.
Eloy's going to be
At the
unbelievable.
G
Oh my
rate.
God.
So he just
This league is
basically
so
said. Let me
screwed.
tell you what he just said
I
without
know, I
knowing he
heard
said
it.
it.
But go ahead.
He just said giving up a possible Cy Young winner will be worth it when the guy they receive hits his first
wins,
home run.
No, when he wins the MVP.
No, that's not what you said. You said when he hits his first dinger.
No, that's when I'll feel
What
better
you
about
said,
it.
oh.
That's when I'll feel
Oh
better
my
about it.
gosh. Okay. So Eloy, that's your go-to. What about your pitching? How's your pitching gonna look? Because I know how ours is gonna look.
Yours is gonna annoy the shit out of me for 160.
There's gonna be every 4
This might be
games,
the
you're gonna
best.
be like,
This might be the best starting
Do
pitcher
you
the
have a
team has ever
chance?
seen.
Do you have a chance? Never, never, never.
The future starting rotation will be Kopech, Giolito, Reynaldo Lopez, Rodon. You guys were able to talk about the future
Because we
in
stood
2012.
on it. We gave you years.
You were the
We
worst
said
team in the league, and you drafted. I will never forgive
We
the Houston
specifically
Astros
said
for
6
not
years.
drafting Chris Bryant.
We were given specific
We gave
years,
specifics.
and we did it. We
6-year plan.
You ever
What
hear
did the
Carpe
Sox do?
Diem?
What did the White Sox
I
do?
don't know. I don't
A
watch them
5-year
very often.
plan
5 years from when?
from last year. Last year was year 1.
Okay.
So we're on year 2.
Are they going to win the World Series? Remains
Never.
to be seen.
Never.
One team wins the World
2005.
Series. out of 30.
Remains to be seen.
I'm not an idiot. I know it's hard to win the World
I
Series.
might have to make my second stake 48 bet.
The
I know.
Houston Astros won after their plan. The Chicago Cubs, unfortunately, won
He
theirs
says
after
from
their plan.
2005.
Oh, that's my.
People act like 2005 is so long ago.
It
It was long enough for you to stop
No
talking
way.
about it. I'll tell
My
you that.
I
son
don't
wasn't.
talk about
my
it.
son wasn't born the last time you guys won.
Okay,
How's that?
You have
That's
a
a
young
while ago.
son.
He's-
You have a young son. Your son is in grade school.
Oh my god.
It's not like he's 50.
He's going into 8th grade.
He's going into 8th.
That's great.
He's already.
He's
in
going into
puberty.
8th what?
So
Grade.
the White Sox have already had a kid in puberty, and they haven't.
Well,
won
when the
since.
Cubs, in 10 years from now, you're going to look back and, 2016, I promise you. That was fun times for you guys, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was
felt like my
recent.
dog died for a week.
It was a matter of days.
It was like a year and a half ago.
It was like
I'm saying in
days
10 years
ago.
from now, if they don't win another one between them.
They will. We're gonna win this.
They
year.
might win this year.
This year.
You don't
What?
think-
That's possible.
With 4 aces,
How
we can't win
First
this
of all,
year?
he can't. Don't let him do this. Don't let him laugh like you guys are idiots. It's possible. You can't do both.
I mean, anything's
it's
possible.
laugh.
I mean,
And
Miami
then
Marlins
stay while
are
you're
gonna win the World
laughing.
Series. That's impossible, but
So you mean to tell me with 4 aces, you don't think are we the front runner to win it this year?
Say it. Say it, you some bitch. Say it.
no.
Why?
No.
Who's not? Who is?
I like Washington.
Oh my god!
But here's the
Everybody
thing.
likes Washington every year.
choke- I
They
know.
just
I was
whoop their
just gonna say that.
butts.
It makes me so mad. But the Cubs,
You know who
win,
their coach
the Cubs
is?
win one World
Wait,
Series, and they're
stop.
no longer able to say
Stop.
this
You know
anymore.
who their coach is?
The worst freaking.
Dave.
Say his
coach in
name.
the MLB.
Say his name.
You want me to say it?
Dusty Baker.
Done. They're not going to win.
Wow, both of you guys.
They just lost.
Joe
First of
Madden.
all-
Joe
first of
Madden
all,
can't
whoa,
handle
whoa.
playoff pitching.
You guys are. You're trying to be a journalist. You're a journalist.
Yeah.
Davey Martinez is their coach.
Who was their coach?
Oh, I thought you said who is their coach.
Who was their coach?
Dusty Baker.
I thought you
Okay.
said who is.
They
And the
can't
Nationals played some of the
listen
worst
to
fundamental
me.
baseball I've ever
He
seen.
even heard it.
Listen
They
to
thought
me. Listen to me.
I can't hear
I
you.
said who was their coach.
Mike, I thought he said
Yeah.
is.
And
I
guess what?
apologize.
Yes.
And guess what? Their coach was Dusty Baker. You know what he does? He pitches
Horribly
his pitchers
handles pitching.
95 innings more
What
than
the hell was
possible.
Strasburg
Which
doing
means-
in
And you
Game
know
5
what's
against
funny?
the Cubs? And they play some of
You
the
know
worst
what's
fundamental
funny
baseball I've
is
ever seen in my entire
Washington
life.
called up Theo and said, "Can we have Davey? We want to win. We want a chance to win. Sure, you can have Davey. Take our bench coach so we can bust his ass just like we did your former coach."
Exactly.
Stop taking from the
That's
Cubs.
what's going to happen.
The White Sox do it. Washington does it. Stop doing it.
I hope
Get
the White
your
Sox
own
stop
shit.
taking their trash. The Quintana trade was awesome for both
Trash.
teams.
Wow.
Well,
If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't even have all the. Every guy that you're mentioning is because of the Cubs. Period.
one guy.
It's actually no. It's the 6 degrees.
One
of
guy
Theo.
that you said is going to be an MVP.
It's the 6 degrees of Theo. Even the Chris fucking what's his name?
I'm a Theo Boston.
That was from Boston. Yeah, 6 degrees of Theo. Cubs helping you somehow one way or another.
Theo, not the Cubs.
The Cubs are the front runner to win the World Series.
So what Vinny likes to do? What
It's
is
them,
Vinny?
the Nationals. I still like Houston.
Vinny, tell
Houston's
all of our
awesome.
Cubs fans. Why don't you ask the question to our Cubs fans and see if they could answer really quick what you asked me last week? Because you don't think the Cubs fans are real fans.
Who's the general manager of the Chicago Cubs?
All right, we're not going to answer. I want a Cub fan to answer.
You probably have intelligent people watching though. Shout out to the fans.
So you're saying that some Cub fans are because you said
I
something
say
about
if
me
you
and
ask
Anthony.
70% of Cubs fans, they wouldn't say the right.
Wow,
70%.
70% of Cub fans don't know who the GM is.
Because they've
You
heard.
told me and Anthony we don't know who our. There you go, Jay Hoyer.
Smart man.
We don't know who
It's
our.
Theo, isn't it? No, it's not.
Didn't you say last week that we didn't know who our rotation was?
No, you guys were bantering back and forth who the new 5 in your rotation was.
That is not true. Only thing we got caught up on was the guy's name, but we knew who it was.
Yeah, the guy from Colorado, right? Yeah, he's a good pitcher.
He is good, and you know what? You know where he sits in the rotation?
5th.
5.
Okay, so he just called. Make note. He just said our 5th pitcher
Is very good.
Wow.
is a very good.
How
Is that
old
your
Joe-
brother? Is
how-
Frank your brother?
No, he's my cousin.
Frank's your cousin. Who are the Cubs? Let's see.
Frankie.
The face of Major League Baseball.
This dude's calling. The Mike Stanton goes to the Yankees. This dude's calling
Mike Stanton.
Mike Stanton just went to the who?
Giancarlo.
Oh.
His name used to be Mike.
Oh,
Choose your name, Giancarlo. I'm calling him Mike. His name's Mike.
could you give him an answer?
The Cubs would be the 2016 World Series champs. Reside on the north side. Blue, red, and white are the colors. The best, largest fan base in the United States of America.
Have
and
their
might
own
I add,
town,
and might I add,
Wrigleyville. If you're not familiar, it's on Clark and Addison.
the front runners,
Wrigleyville.
the front runners to win the 2018 World Series.
Have the White Sox
Behind
on
the
the bottom
Astros.
of their cleats.
Behind the Astros.
Son, who are the Cubs? Ask Chris.
Frankie.
Yeah.
Ask
right.
Chris Bryant
Who are the
Cubs
White Sox?
I hate the Houston Astros for not
Who are the
drafting
White
Chris
Sox?
Bryant. The guy they drafted over Chris Bryant
Exactly.
is out of the league.
Who are the
I will
White
never,
Sox?
And I'll never forget
The
the
White
Padres
Sox
for
can be
trading
f-
them Anthony Rizzo.
The White Sox can be found on a Diet Coke can at your near local Jewel Osco
Or milk box.
or milk box.
What's their logo
White Sox
again?
fans will not be found at the dentist, ladies
No,
and
they
gentlemen.
won't.
You will never find a White Sox fan at
You
the
know where
dentist.
they will be? At the Maxwell Street Polish shop. That's where they will be. And could you tell me the guaranteed rate logo? It's an arrow going down to the tubes where you were going to go because your team stinks. There it goes. Just to help out your cousin with that.
No,
So,
he knows the Cubs are trash.
White Sox are the best.
He knows the Cubs are
said that,
trash.
Dude, your mom, I think.
Hi, Mom. These guys are dicks, aren't they? See how they treat me?
Hey, they got some nice things going on out there. So, with
Both
that,
teams are in a good spot going forward.
What's your mom's name, Marie?
Lisa.
Lisa, you did a great job on raising Vinny. The only problem is you made him a Sox fan, and that's
Unfortunate.
a big problem.
Yes. I mean, you going to the G-rate this year? You got any tickets coming?
I have no tickets.
Is that okay? The G-rate?
The G spot.
Oh, the G-spot. Even better. Your stadium.
Call it whatever
your
you want. I don't
stadium
care what
name
you
sucks.
call it.
I just want you guys to understand that
No,
you
it's
cannot keep
it's the rate, bro. There's 9 names for it now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the rate.
I liked the cell as the name. After we accepted the loss of Comiskey, but
my whole thing is
I call it. You know what I call it? The Section 8 rate, baby. That's what I call it.
the red.
The Section 8 rate
God.
is the new name. You heard it here first on ECSports. The Section 8 rate, baby.
no one's ever gonna call it that.
Because it's vacant, and the people are there are shot.
And they love
They are
Dippin' Dots.
shot.
Dippin' Dots are good.
See, he loves Dippin' Dots
Polish.
and Taco Bell.
The big helmet with the nachos in it.
Wow.
Very good.
Sox fans are huge coming up. So we got some stuff working on in the 5-year-old is on the Sox. It's cool. She asked the teacher.
Wait, what? What'd they say?
He said his 5-year-old is on the White Sox at the school. She asked her teacher to be traded. That's unfortunate. A 5-year-old doesn't want to be a White Sox.
The 5-year-old's
Just
an
join
idiot.
us. Just join us. Just join us.
That's a smart girl you got raised there.
I hope that 5-year-old gets traded to a team called the Cubs, and they have all the unathletic fat kids. That's just what I hope happens.
But it doesn't, because we're the Chicago Cubs. We are the epitome of Major League Baseball. That's why we're always on national TV. That's why our best player is on GQ magazine. Yes, that matters.
It does
And
matter.
you don't need to.
I'd rather keep my guys off GQ magazine.
Hey, he said it's true. So, moving forward, we have some stuff going on next month. If you want to speak on it.
Yeah, next month we are going to be hosting a show live at the. It's going to be a location to be determined, but it's going to most likely be at the Bloomingdale Village Hall. Our mayor, great mayor by the way, has enhanced the community tenfold. Mayor Franco, the best. He had a great idea. He wants to bring us on for a March Madness viewing party, which will we will have free food and drinks as we discuss March Madness for the majority of the show, as well as some other sports that will be going on.
We'll be going right into like the NBA playoffs.
We'll be going into NBA playoffs to
Cubbies
come.
will be.
The Cubs will be full force.
Notice how we said the Cubs.
Yeah, right. The Cubs will be in full force. There won't be much Sox talk to elaborate on. But with that being said,
have you seen Schwarber? Woo! Just thought I should throw that out.
he lost 35, and he's
well,
hitting the ball.
let's stop before the Sox
Right.
try to
Know where
call
to
for a
put
trade
in the lineup.
because they keep calling us to try to take all our players.
But we're going to keep you updated on that. It should be a great time. Like I said, free food and drinks. Stop by. We're going to chat. We're going to get some things going. We're pretty excited about it. We will have more information on
Tell everybody to look out for
next week's episode, and what we are extremely excited about, since we've put together some pretty cool interviews thus far in this season. Look out now on TV and wherever our videos may be posted, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, anything like that, for our new mic flags. These things are going to look hot next to some NBA superstars.
TNT,
On TNT,
ESPN, NBA TV.
You're going
We're
to see
still
this.
waiting for the freaking Bears to give us our freaking credentials. The freaking Bears.
Pretty cool. We're
They
pretty
blew us off.
we're
But
pretty
we needed
psyched about that.
We needed to hear some.
So now
no's.
you will see this, and it will be very
Sure,
official.
you can get credentials with the White Sox.
We're pretty excited about it.
Because they're a quality organization. 2021.
He's serious, bro. He really believes that they're going to win in 2021.
I think that's about when we end the show. When Vinny,
Vinny, your mom
he
is your
2021's
mom.
the
You
White
hold
Sox.
your own with your White Sox lingo.
The Section 8 rate,
Thanks,
man.
Mom.
Stop. 2021. I hope it's a Subway series. Actually, we don't have a Subway here. Hope it's a
The Red Line
It's
series.
the Crosstown Classic.
I wouldn't talk to you guys for at least 2 weeks.
You guys
Why?
might get
'Cause you
swept
know?
this year.
Because you know
You guys will probably get swept.
you're not going to win.
They play 3 times at each place this year. The league actually did it right this year.
You think they're going to win a game?
They play how many times?
6. So 3 at Wrigley in May, and then 3 at the G-Spot in September, which is late because league plays interleagues year round now. with the Astros moving to the AL a few years.
Well, there's 6 losses right there for you Southsiders. That's 6
Well, that's
losses.
going to be part of the
You
first
couldn't
50.
even sweep us when you were the World Series
It's going to
favorites
be
and
part
we were
of the
tanking.
first 50 where they're bad games, and then the next 100 they're going to be competitive.
Right.
That's what he said.
Right.
Right, Finney?
Yeah.
Right. We're going to hold our breath till 2021. Until then, we'll see you next Tuesday for another episode of EC Sports, in which we love to talk sports with you, and we appreciate you guys as always. Like I said, be on the lookout for our new mic flags that will be in the Bulls and other visiting team locker room. We are ecstatic. We'll have more information as far as our show for March Madness. That, again, we thank the mayor, Franco Caldipetro, for his excellence.
When I'm announcing the Bears games.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Thanks for having me.